This is Story Recapped. Today I'm gonna explain a drama, horror, mystery, and thriller film called Relic. Spoilers ahead, watch out and take care. In a quiet home, water gushes from the overflowing bathtub, seeping out of the bathroom and down the stairs. In the living room, an elderly woman stands, shivering as she stares at the glowing Christmas tree. Slowly, she turns just as a silhouette stands beside the tree. After hearing word that her mother, Edna, hasn't been seen in days, Kay drives to her mother's house along with her daughter Sam. When they arrive at the remote house, they find the door locked with no one answering. Sam crawls into the pet door to open the door from the inside. They search the house, finding rotten food, post-its with mundane reminders, and no sign of Edna. When Sam approaches the bedroom, Kay stops her to check first. Inside, Kay finds a lump on the bed. She cautiously approaches, only to find that it's just pillows. With no sign of Edna, Sam settles in the house while Kay goes to the police station to ask for help. Constable Mike Adler asks for details about Edna, so Kay notes that her car is still in the house and she has no medical problems other than being forgetful at times. Kay regretfully admits that they haven't spoken in a few weeks but asserts that Edna didn't mention anything unusual. Kay also gives them Edna's photo to help with the search. Back in the house, Sam finds the guest bedroom filled with junk. While staring at an old photo, she hears something in the closet. Sam approaches and notices a bolt from outside the closet door. She opens the door and takes some blankets, but notices movement behind some clothes. She pushes the clothes away and sees a dark mold on the wall. During dinner, Kay asks if Sam's boss is okay with her taking time off, but Sam reveals that she's already quit. Instead, she's been working at a bar, which Kay disapproves of. Still, Kay appreciates her daughter being with her at such a time. While settling in bed, Kay spots light coming from outside. Hopeful, she checks, but finds that it's just from the automated porch light. The search for Edna begins the following day. Alongside police officers and other volunteers, Kay searches deep in the woods, but they have no luck. That night, Kay vacuums and moves her mother's armchair to its usual spot. Sam smokes on the porch when she spots Jamie, Edna's neighbor. Jamie claims he's patrolling and asks if Edna's been found, but Sam says no. Jamie notes that he hasn't seen Edna in a while because his father won't let him visit. Sam invites him inside, but the young man refuses. Kay takes a break from cleaning and starts playing the piano. Unknown to her, someone is listening from upstairs. Sam comments that she's playing wrong, sharing that Edna taught her how to play. Sam notices that the bolts on the door are new, so Kay recounts that Edna was scared. Kay confesses that when Edna called her weeks ago, she shared that she thought someone was coming into the house. Edna mentioned how the doors were left open, the lights are on, and her armchair shifted position. Kay didn't mention it to the police because she thinks Edna was just forgetting things again, but Sam complains that she could have checked on Edna if Kay had told her. Missing her grandmother, Sam goes to Edna's room and wears her cardigan, relishing her scent. When she puts her hand in the pocket, she finds a note that says, "Don't follow it." A loud thud suddenly sounds from the walls, frightening Sam and Kay. Kay approaches the wall in the living room and knocks on it to check. A thud replies from the other side, frightening her. Sam checks on her mother, and they discover mold on the wall. That night, Kay dreams of walking toward an old shack in the middle of the woods. She enters and finds a withered body huddled by the bed. Under the bed is a rotting corpse that opens its eyes. Kay snaps out of the nightmare in the middle of the night and checks out the window. She then moves to Sam's bed in the living room for company. While they peacefully sleep, a hand gently tucks Kay's hair from her forehead. The following morning, Kay wakes up and hears the kettle whistling from the kitchen. When she checks, she finds Edna making tea. Stunned, she asks where she'd been, but Edna simply moves, revealing her muddied bare feet and offers her tea. Hearing the commotion, Sam runs into the kitchen to greet her grandmother. Later, Kay calls Mike to report that Edna is back, though she ignores any questions about her disappearance. A doctor visits to check on Edna's health. Edna seems in good shape, but the doctor notices a bruise on her chest. Edna simply buttons up her blouse, excusing it due to her clumsiness. While doing the laundry, Kay finds a blood stain on Edna's nightgown, so she confronts her mother. Kay interrogates Edna on where she was, but Edna just answers that she went out. Kay points out the blood and the post-it notes they found, but Edna dismisses them. Sam defends that her grandmother is exhausted, so Kay drops it. That evening, while alone, Edna checks the large bruise on her chest. Sam suddenly walks in to give her tea and apologize on her mother's behalf, adding that they were just worried about her. Edna then gives Sam a ring because it doesn't fit her anymore. Afterward, Sam checks in on Kay, noticing that she cleaned up the guest bedroom. Kay tries to catch up on work while Sam looks around. Sam finds a sketchbook, and Kay recognizes them as her father's drawings. Amongst the pages, Kay notices the shack from her dream and recalls that it's where her great-grandfather lived. Her family told her how her great-grandfather's mind wasn't well, so he lived there by himself. Kay adds that Edna used to threaten to lock her in there when she misbehaved as a kid, so she was happy when the shack was torn down. Sam notices the window on the shack, and Kay confirms that it's the same one on the front door. Suddenly, Kay asks Sam to watch over Edna the next day while she checks a retirement home in the city. Sam refuses to let Edna be put in a home, but Kay insists that it's for her own good. As she struggles to sleep that night, Kay hears movement from downstairs. She finds her mother sleepwalking toward the door, seemingly talking to someone. Kay calls her and brings her back to bed. When Kay asks if she'll be alright, Edna stares at something with a scared look, though Kay doesn't see anything. Edna claims that something is under the bed, but Kay insists that there isn't. Edna asks her to check, so Kay looks and sees a shadow moving. Suddenly, Edna's book drops on her head, so Kay gets up, furious at her mother. The next day, Kay travels back to the city for a tour of the retirement home. As she goes around the building, Kay sees the elderly resident seemingly lonely. The nurse shows her a room with an ocean view, highlighting the facility's safety procedures and recreational amenities. However, when Kay returns to her car, she ends up sobbing. Meanwhile, Sam finds Edna dancing in the living room. When Edna invites her to dance, she calls Sam Kimmy instead but corrects herself immediately. After dancing, Sam asks if she gets lonely being alone, adding that Jamie doesn't come over anymore. Sam suggests she move into the house so she can help Edna out, but Edna refuses to be a project. Sam reveals that Kay is checking out a retirement home already, so it's better if she stays with her instead. Sam moves to help her button up her cardigan, but Edna notices her ring and questions why she has it. Sam reminds her that she gave her the ring, but Edna accuses her of stealing and forcefully pulls on her finger. Hurt, Sam returns the ring and leaves. Sam takes a bath and hears thuds outside the bathroom door. Under the door, she notices a shadow moving, so she calls out, thinking it's Edna. However, no one responds, and the shadow just walks away. Due to the event, Sam becomes wary of her grandmother. She watches Edna intently as Edna carves candles. Suddenly, Kay notices her school report cards in the trash and questions her mother about them. Edna claims that she needs to make room because Sam will be moving in. Kay declines, thinking that Edna just assumed so, but Edna clarifies that it's not Kay's decision. That night, Sam notices the porch light powering on, though no one's outside. Mold starts creeping from the window, spreading to the door. When the lights go out, Sam hears Edna whistling, so she checks on her. Edna shares that she doesn't like the closet in the guest room because it's where it got in. Edna notes that the house became unfamiliar to her since her husband died, but it's the only thing left of their memories. After Edna leaves, Sam locks the closet. Later, Kay asks Sam if she's sure about moving in, but Edna walks in before she can answer. A continuous thumping wakes Sam up in the middle of the night, so she follows the sound to the laundry room and sees the washing machine on, but no one is around. Sam turns it off and then hears a creaking in the hallway. Suddenly, the washing machine's lid closes on its own, startling Sam. On the other hand, Kay dreams about the old shack again. She sees her mother on the bed as mold spreads everywhere. Kay wakes up from the disturbing dream and hears noises across the hallway. She checks outside and sees the bathroom door ajar, where she can hear Edna whispering inside. Kay peeks and sees a shadow moving, but when she opens the door, the bathroom is empty. The next day, Edna talks to herself in the bedroom, noting that she doesn't think Sam and Kay are real. Sam overhears her saying that she thinks they're just waiting for her to die. Sam asks who she's talking to, but Edna doesn't respond. When Sam approaches, she sees her carving a candle with a bleeding hand. Sam tries to help, but instead, Edna scares her into leaving. Uncertain what to do, Sam visits Jamie's father, Alex. She asks him why he stopped letting his son visit Edna, so he recounts when Edna played hide and seek with Jamie. Jamie hid in the closet, but Edna locked him inside. Alex thinks she just forgot that they were playing, leading to her leaving Jamie inside for hours. When Jamie didn't come home, Alex checked on them, but Edna claimed to have not seen Jamie. However, Alex heard Jamie screaming and found that he'd been scratching the door. Since then, Alex advised Jamie to keep his distance from Edna. Back at the house, Kay makes a list of things to install in the house for Edna. Suddenly, she notices Edna going into the woods, so she follows her. To her surprise, Edna starts tearing pages and photos from their family photo album and eating them. She tries to stop Edna and pry the photo from her mouth, but Edna bites her before leaving. Kay collects the torn photos from the ground and notices mold on them. Kay finds Edna burying the family photo album, saying that it'll be safer there. Edna rambles how she hates the window at the door. She adds that something is waiting for her to be weak enough or alone, but she's tired and wishes to let it get her. Guilty, Kay breaks into tears and invites her to live with her in the city. She then apologizes for not being there for her more often. When Edna starts to forget again, Kay embraces her. Later, Sam checks the closet where Jamie got locked in. Seeing the scratches he made on the door, she notices a pile of junk and realizes that they were set to block a path. Sam unloads the items to pass through, seeing more boxes and junk with notes along the way. The notes have basic information, as if to remind Edna of who she is. The farther Sam goes, the more mold she sees on the walls. She reaches a fork in the path, each side bearing two identical doors. Scared and confused, she heads back but finds herself lost. She sees a door similar to the living rooms and opens it, but instead finds a staircase inside with a man-shaped mold on the wall. Sam tries calling on her phone, but there's no service, so she bangs on the walls, creating quiet thumps on the other side. That evening, Kay tries calling Sam but can't contact her. Thinking she just left temporarily, she tends to her mother at the dining table. However, Edna coldly looks at Kay then leaves without a word. After a few steps, however, Edna wets herself, so Kay assists her to the bathroom. Kay leaves her in the bathtub while she cleans the floor. She stops when she notices that Edna's urine produced black stains. In the bath, Edna's supposed bruise has spread into black rotting flesh. Meanwhile, Sam continues searching for a way out and sees notes urging her to get out since it is there. Confused, Sam collapses on the floor crying. She hears something creaking, so she runs. Sam ends up on a narrow path and hurriedly crawls in, fearing the sounds growing near. Kay checks on her mother, but Edna refuses to open the door. Instead, she climbs on a chair to peer from the window, only to see her mother stabbing herself. The water begins to spill out the door as Kay bangs on it, calling out to her mother. Suddenly, Edna steps out as if nothing happened. Kay rushes to turn the tap off, but the water already reaches the heater on the floor, causing the power in the house to go off. With a candle in hand, Kay heads to the guest room, where she finds her mother thrashing the place. They reach the closet, and Kay sees her standing on the hidden path, but her candle goes out, plunging her into darkness. Kay soon finds a flashlight, but Edna is no longer there. Meanwhile, Sam crawls further in hopes of getting away, but the paths become smaller, and she reaches a dead end. Desperate, she lies on her back and kicks a molded ceiling, breaking through it. She crawls out and reaches a narrow hallway. Kay enters the hidden path and finds Edna picking her face with a knife. Kay backs away in horror, and Edna gets up, revealing that her leg is also broken. Edna approaches, insisting that she's not the real Kay, so Kay runs away. Meanwhile, Sam finds herself in a rundown area full of mold and leaks. She searches around and finds a metal pipe. Using it, she breaks through the wall until she creates a hole leading to the living room. Sam reaches her hand out but hears Kay screaming. She takes her metal pipe and follows the sound. The two reunite at the staircase, and Sam hurriedly takes her back to the hole in the wall. Kay continues breaking the wall while Sam checks for signs of Edna. Finally, she notices her crawling towards them. Sam freezes in fear, so Kay pushes her out the wall just as Edna closes in. After Sam exits, she helps pull Kay out, but Edna grabs her leg and pulls her back. The two fight to get out until Kay finally drops into the living room. Edna immediately crawls out of the hole and pins down Kay. Kay throws her off, but she goes after Sam next. Kay hits her with the metal pipe until she's down. Seeing her mother wheezing on the floor, Kay freezes in despair and horror. Sam pulls her away, but she stops when Edna says her name. In her dying form, Edna looks at her daughter lovingly, while a note near her reminds her that she's loved. Sam urges Kay to go with her, but Kay stops upon seeing the window at the door. Kay decides that she can't leave her mother, so she shuts the door. Sam begs her mother to leave with her, reminding her that Edna is no longer herself. Still, Kay cautiously returns to her mother's body. She carries Edna to her bed and comforts her. Edna's skin continues to deteriorate, allowing Kay to peel them off. Soon, Kay removes the skin and hair, revealing Edna's withered form underneath. Kay kisses her mother's forehead, and Edna smiles. Sam arrives and cautiously walks to them. She watches as her mother lays Edna down on the bed. Kay lays beside her, so Sam joins to comfort her mother and grandmother. As the other two fall asleep, Sam notices a black bruise on Kay's back, resembling the mold covering the house and her grandmother.
Subscribe to watch more videos like this. Turn on notifications. And leave a like, it really helps the channel out. Thank you for watching.